so let's go ahead and get this going. Okay, I need to share this online. And let's see, there we go. There it is. All right, we want this one. There it is. Okay, hi everybody. Listen, you're stuck with me as also the engineer this morning, and we're going to get it all done. Listen, if you want to see some of the examples that we're putting up, you want to go to YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. And we're going to be showing you some stuff today. But if you have some questions about becoming debt free in 2023, please raise your hand. We're interested in your comments and what you have to say about it. Miss Donna, how are you this morning? Miss Donna, are you there? Oh, she's probably in the back chat doing something. That's okay.
You got that right. I'm sharing.
She's probably doing her thing online.
You know I'm doing my thing.
I know it. Listen, I appreciate it.
Good morning, Donna. Good morning, everyone in the listening lounge. My name is Donna. I'm located in Canada, but actively doing business in the U.S. I'm a business purpose loan broker, commercial lender. I'm a registered nurse by profession and assisted living where I provide care for seniors, assisted living, independent living, and I care for the I have four doors, so I care for seniors in the assisted living. I do coaching mentorship for persons who are interested in getting into the space, and that's about it. You could check my bio for what I've not said. Just check me out, give me a follow on IG, and I thank you for being in this room. This is our final session for this year, and want to thank you for being a contributing member to the P.I.L.L Method Club. If you're not already a member, please click on the greenhouse, follow the link, and we hope for better and brighter things for 2023. Thank you, everyone.
Listen, we have some people online that are here too. We have from the TSP network, Candace here from Maryland. She says, I enjoy your shows whenever I tune in. My husband and I are reading your book. Thank you so much. We're putting that on the screen, everybody. Listen, thank you so very much for being here. I see you, Dorothy. Don't be trying to sneak in here. All right, unnoticed. All right. All right, folks. Listen, I want to start with this. If there's any questions or any comments about your debt or what you are learning about debt and becoming debt free, look at you, Dorothy. I see you. What are you doing here?
Good morning. Just came to support and listen because I'm still learning. I'm driving to my 9 to 5. So just wanted to come in and support and listen and continue to learn. Thank you so much, Don. Hi, Miss Donna. Love you much.
All right. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I got P.I.L.L in here front that's watching us on YouTube this morning. We got folks. Listen, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, if you're on watching our live show, go ahead and post something in the comments and tell us where you're from. If you're on Clubhouse, go ahead and tell us where you're from and say good morning. So we've got Liza is here. Thank you, Liza, for being here, being a faithful follower of the show. We got Donna is here from Canada. And so, folks, where are you from? Where are you from? I'm here in Huntsville, Alabama. And so I appreciate having you guys here. So go ahead and tell us where you're from and start pinging some people into the room so that we can get started on this show. We're going to be talking about what to do and what not to do. And that's where we're going to start, with what not to do. There are some common ideas. I mean, some things that we hear year after year after year about what to do about our debt. trying to, where we are looking at making a New Year's resolution. Have you done that? Have you ever, excuse me, have you ever started out the year and says, I want to do something better about my financial situation? All right. All right. All right. Armand, listen, he's he's here from Palatine, Illinois, which is near Chicago. Thank you so much for that. And we got Karen F. in here. Good morning from Stonecrest, Georgia. I'm in Huntsville. We're not too far from Georgia right here. So good morning to you. Candace from Maryland. All right. And I know Liza's from New Jersey. Folks, we have just a few people in here. Go ahead and start sharing the room so that we can get more in here. I'm going to share it as well. And for some reason, the shares are not showing up on my iPad or on my phone. So I know
They
I'm,
haven't been, they
yeah.
haven't been done. This is not about, it's not only this club. They have not been showing up.
Okay.
You could only have to look at the insights right beside replay on.
Right.
That's how you know how many persons have shared, but they're not showing it, and that has been since I think about Sunday of last this week. I've
Okay.
noted that.
All right. So Donna, tell us what common things do we hear during this time of year about how to deal with our finances? What do we hear? Can you think of anything that that we hear up from TV or from podcasts? What kind of good, so-called good information we're getting so that we can level up on our financial information?
I'm trying to think. Thinking of your question. Well, basically, during the season, you people will try to go out to get more credit, to go get more things because they're buying, and you'll hear experts coming out and telling you how to save on items, and yeah, but I might not be accurate answering your question.
Oh, you are,
If you
because that's the
am
very
I?
that's one of the things that we hear about. Okay,
Yeah, because okay.
so we
Sorry,
go
go ahead.
out at the holiday time, and what do? We put holiday, we put Christmas, we put Hanukkah, we put our holiday spending where?
On credit cards
On credit
On
cards.
credit cards, yeah.
On
that
credit
they
cards.
encourage you to get and give you higher limits because they know you're going to do it.
Exactly, Kelly. Exactly. So now we're going to talk. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about. What the experts are telling you about your credit cards and how all of that comes together. All right. So we're going to be talking about that today. So that's one of the things I have down. Is there anything else we might be able to think about? What kind of advice we're getting in terms of handling our finances going into the new year? Anything else? Can you think of anything else?
The best place to put that credit. I noticed that a lot of people get stuck with the leveraging portion of it and how best to be a steward over the newly obtained credit.
Okay. So where are you going with that?
So my thing is, you're gonna save people all this money with your proven product and processes, right?
Right.
Then what do they do with that money? Like,
Oh,
what do we do with that? Because you go from it's different phases, Don. From I don't know what these people are talking about to I don't know if I believe these people to okay, it actually works. Now what do I do with it?
very good.
And that's the problem.
What do we do with the benefits of handling our money better? Here's the thing. I've given this example before. You've gone out to dinner, all right, and you had a very expensive, very nice dinner, and then someone comes along and pays the bill for you. So now the $400 that you would have spent on that dinner, you now don't have to spend because somebody else paid for your dinner. You got the benefit, but you didn't have to pay for it. Now that $400, what do you do with it, Kelly? What do you do with that $400 now that you would have spent, but you didn't?
That's the $1,000,000 question.
That's the question. That's the question, everybody. So in this next year, I want you to think about this, all right? Here's what you don't do in this situation. If you have an opportunity to save some money for whatever reason, let's say you were about to get some tires and you found out at the last minute you got a great deal. You got $100 off. That's $100 you would have spent, but you didn't spend it. So now what do? What do most of us do? Most of us find another place to spend it. Think of it this way. When you have a savings, find a place to invest it. Invest that money. You got the benefit without having to pay. Whether it was from a discount or whether it was however it was from a coupon. I don't care how you got the discount. I don't care how you got the value, but you didn't have to spend all the money that you had planned to spend. So invest that money somewhere. How about that?
Wait, I got one that's gonna
Come on, Kelly. Come on, Kelly.
trigger you. You know I'm coming here to start problems and shake up the room. Listen, do you know how many people sit that money in a bank account? Not even the savings account, checking account, savings account, and think that they're doing the right thing by just sitting that money. I've had a client that had $10,000 balance on the credit card and had the audacity to have $10,000 in their savings account and not know what to do with it. I couldn't believe it, but I'm telling you, people are doing this. They think the responsible thing to do is to leave the money in a bank account.
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, when
Yes.
we see that cash in the account, we think that's the end all be all. So let's bring up a new word here. Let's bring up a new word. We've talked about it before. Let's talk about fungibility. Fungible, the word fungible. Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen here so that everybody can see it. Fungible.
While he does that, can you guys please do me a favor and share the room into the hallways so people will know that you're in here getting this great information? And if you have not already followed the P.I.L.L method greenhouse, click it on the top and follow the club. This is going to be life changing information, and I want more people to be able to access the information. So if you do a favor, just go ahead and share the room. We have 16 people in here now. We've had 10 shares, so I appreciate that. And thank you in advance to share the room on Facebook, Twitter, and share into the hallways. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're getting this ready to put on screen, and we're going to add that. All right, so, wrong screen. All right, we don't want that. Those are my notes. Get that off. Remove. All right, we want to stop that and add a different screen. Sorry. So like I said, I'm the engineer as well today, folks, but I have been taught well by Kirk Nugent. And so we're going to be putting some of this on the screen. Let me share this screen with you. All right. We want screen 2. All right. So here's what we've got. Okay. All right. Let's see. Add to the stream. There we go. All right. So it's the word fungible, replaceable by another identical term, mutually interchangeable. So when money is mutually interchangeable, all right. So if I have $10,000 in my bank account, okay, Kelly, like you said, and I have a $10,000 balance on my credit card, somewhere between 15 and 25%. Okay. Here's what you're actually doing, folks. You're paying 15 to 25% a year to keep money in your bank account that's making 1/10 of 1%. Does that make sense to you? Okay, think about it now. You're paying you're paying on the balance 15 to 25% a year, all right? But your bank account, that money sitting in the bank account, is only making 1/10 of 1%, less than 1%. So, what Kelly is saying, if I understand this word fungible, I can take my $10,000 and I could pay off the debt. I can pay off the credit card. And most people would think, Kelly, that I no longer have the $10,000. That's what they're thinking. So, Kelly,
Why?
what would you tell them? What would you tell them?
It's available to you the next day. Why?
It's still there. It's fungible. But here's the thing, folks. You stop the bleeding by putting the $10,000 over there. If you have this is called revolving credit. If you have revolving credit and you could put that money over there, you still have access to it, and you stop paying the interest on that money, and you give yourself an instant raise that month. You no longer have the minimum payment. You no longer have the interest that you're paying. And then you just increase the amount of spendable cash that you have out of your budget because you've taken the $10,000 out of the bank account and put it on the credit card. But guess what? You still have it available to you. It's still fungible. I got $1 in my hand. I got $1 in the bank. I have $1 on the credit card. They're all fungible, but one costs more than the other. One of these costs more than anything else. Oh my gosh.
God.
Come on.
There's more.
There's more. Come on, Donna.
Yeah. So do you know if and when you do that, you could then call them and tell them you need more money, and they're going to be like, sure, because you're paying your debt responsibly. So not only are you going to save money by paying your bill, you're also going to be able to leverage that same money to make it more money than was sitting in the bank account.
All right, folks, we got more people in here right now. So keep sharing the room, keep growing the room, because, Kelly is spitting fire here. So, folks, we had $10,000 in the bank, making 1/10 of 1%. We put the $10,000 on the credit card, paid it off, and now we still have $10,000 available to us if we need to spend it. Plus, because we're responsible in paying off our credit cards, we can now leverage that to get more available cash. We can raise our credit limit because of that. Now, here is what I need everybody to understand. Clue in here. Listen, I'm even taking my glasses off. I'm looking straight into the camera. All right, let me take this down. I need to make myself bigger here.
Your glasses getting foggy because it's getting so hot up in here.
Okay,
because you're preaching real good now, Pastor.
Come on. Now, here's what I'm saying. If you've got this credit is for people who have resources. Are you hearing me? Credit is for people who have resources. It is not to be used by people who don't have resources. Okay? You want to be able to manage that credit and be in control of it so that you can pay it off anytime you wish. But you're using it to level up. You're using it to make money. You're using it to put yourself in a better position. You don't use credit to buy stuff that is eventually going to degrade and be devalued over time. You don't use credit to buy stuff that's going to devalue. You use credit to increase value. Well, Don, people use credit to buy cars all the time. And when they drive them off the lot, they're worth less. Yes. But when I get my car, my car brought me here today to be in this studio. Somebody's going to see this live stream. Okay. They're going to see it live, or they're going to see it. They're going to see the replay. Somebody from this show is going to call my business and say, I heard what you were talking about, and I want to be part of what you're doing. I want you to mentor me. I want to become part of your business. And so our business is going to succeed because I use credit to buy the car that got me here so I can talk to you. Do you get what I'm saying, everybody? Can I get an amen? So, listen, folks, use your credit responsibly. Use it to level up. All right? Don't use it to buy junk that's going to devalue over time. That's not going to do anything for you. Okay, I got an amen from TSP here. All right? So we've got that. Listen, I've got some other comments online. I need somebody to check the comments on Clubhouse for me. And then as I do these online. So we got another one from TSP. I'm investing money. And one of my goals is to create a substantial passive income from dividend earnings. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. James Frazier, watching us on YouTube, is saying, good morning from New York. All right. Good morning to you. Let me see here. TSP Network says, let's see, what do we have here? I've learned that the information we are receiving is counterproductive. I've stopped listening to mainstream media on what to do with money. I'm looking for people like Daniel to teach me. This is what we're talking about, folks. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? All right. So hold on for a second. All right. All right, I got a text here. Hold on. There we go. All right. There he is. I am so happy, man. Oh man, I'm so happy to see you. All right. So listen, we got it happening now. We have it happening now. All right. I got my engineer. I'm feeling so much better. I got Kelly. I got Donna. Oh, I had Kelly. Kelly's gone. All right. But she'll come back in. She'll come back in. Hopefully. All right, folks. These are the things that we're talking about. Miss Donna, are you still with us?
I am with you. I am. And I'm looking in the back channel, but there's nothing right now.
All right.
Report. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Dorothy says amen. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here. So listen, folks, what else are we going to be talking about? All right. We talked about the fungibility of money. I'm going to put that back on the screen. All right. We're going to share that screen, Kurt, whenever you're ready. There it is. The fungibility of money. All right. So Kelly brought up something great. So understanding money from the standpoint of stop thinking about these common terms. The advice that we're getting, it's a rule of thumb. Okay. When we hear these things, it's so common, we just think that they're true. Yeah. We hear them all the time. We think that it's true. So I want to share something with you. Now that we have our engineer here, I want to share something with you. There's somebody else who has taken advantage of this information from the P.I.L.L method, saying, I want to stop doing things the old way and I want to do them the new way. His name is Dr. Eric Thomas. All right. And he and his wife found the P.I.L.L method and decided to incorporate it into their lives. And they found something fabulous. Let's hear from them. Let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas right now.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down from my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
All right, folks, we're back. So Dr. Eric Thomas is talking about this. So I need to share something with you. This is our last show for the year. All right. And one of the things I wanted to share with you on this very last show of the year is what happens at the end of the year in a lot of businesses as far as their price points are concerned. The prices go up. Things have been happening. Listen, folks, inflation has hit us as much as anyone else. And we have to increase our prices just to be able to stay in business. So, but guess what? Our prices will not increase until when we come back from over the holidays. We're going to be back here on Tuesday. On Tuesday, our prices increase. So if you were ever thinking about the P.I.L.L method, if you were ever thinking about getting to the point where you can pay off all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, all right, and you wanted to, and you were thinking about doing it, but you're kind of delaying it, get your savings and earnings report today. Get involved, all right? We're going to be putting in some extra time, even over the weekend. We don't work Saturdays, so you want to get your information in, because on Tuesday of next week, our prices increase. So if you want to benefit from this year's price, then give us a call after Tuesday. Do not call us, because we're going to have a tape playing. Today's price is not yesterday's price. That's what's going to be playing. Today's price is not yesterday's price. So I'm going to put my link at the top of the page here. Let's put it up there and put the link up. All right. Somebody put the link up already. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. We put the link up at the top of the page, folks. ice10k.com. And when you go to the link, you'll be able to find the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. When you get that savings and earnings report, then you'll know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. And the interest you save will pay for your lifetime program. The interest you would have paid the bank anyway, part of it pays for your lifetime program. And we actually save our clients, after the program is paid for, $150,000 to $200,000 in interest they never have to pay the bank because of their debt. That is amazing. Take advantage of it now. Get your information in now, and so that we can help you and keep you. Listen, if we get overwhelmed, all right, everyone who gets their information into us, even if we can't get to it in time before Tuesday, we will count it as this year. If you get it in if you get your savings and earnings report in before 2023, we will count it as 2022 price points. We'll keep them for you. Anything that comes in after 2023 gets the new price points. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, here's the other thing you want to know. Fill the thing out completely. You want it filled out completely. Don't send us a partial example of what you're doing. If you just send us a partial and we have to send it back to you to be filled in completely and accurately, we want it. Listen, don't send us rounded numbers. Send us exact numbers. Send it in and we will count it. If we have to send it back to you or somebody has to make a lot of changes in it in the new year, it will be counted as new year information. So get it done right, and we will be able to help you and make sure that you can get the 2022 prices and not the price increase for next year. All right? That's what we're talking about. Now, on this same card, folks, you also see in this next year, we're doing something brand new. We have a message to get out here to everybody. And our little company here of about 30 people, all right, between our offices here in Huntsville and in Salt Lake City, we can't get to everybody. We need your help. So we have put something on my 10K card, ice10k.com, ice10k.com. We put it on there where you can become an affiliate.
Don, I have a question in the chat here from Amita.
Yes.
She said, would you work with a couple that only one is available to participate due to health?
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. And here's what we're looking at is if I'm working with one half of a couple, then that person that I'm talking to has to be able to make a decision on whatever it is that we agree on. The person who is not in the meeting can't have veto power. Okay? Because so if a person has veto power, they have to be in the meeting. If they don't have veto power, then they don't have to be in the meeting. If that person that I'm talking to can make a decision for the family, let's go. Let's go. All right? Does that answer it? I hope that answers it. All right, folks. So here's what you want. Here's what we're. Oh, thank you. She said, yes, I am making the decision. That's fantastic. All right, let's get it together, folks. Let's get it together. Now, if you want to help us, we decided that the best way to help everybody is to help each individual who's helping us. So if you sign up to become an affiliate and then use we have an affiliate link where you can refer people as well. What you do is sign up as an affiliate. If you find somebody who is interested in managing their finances better, getting better information, getting out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years instead of 30 years to never, then send them to my YouTube channel. Send them to the P.I.L.L Method YouTube channel. And then follow up with them within 48 hours. After 48 hours, their interest starts to plummet. So get with them within the 48 hours, find out if they want to know more information, and then you refer them, fill out the form, put your name in as the one who is referring them, and when they become a client, we will send you $300 in the way that you have said you wanted it sent to you. So if you put it now, I'm going to put this. I'm actually. You know what? Let's put this on the screen. How about that? All right, I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay, ICE 10k.com. Boom. So we're putting it on the screen here. Okay. So I've got become an affiliate. So we're going to go over it. Become an affiliate. So you fill in your name, your phone number, and your email, and how you want to get paid. It's as simple as that. Name, phone number, email, and how you want to get paid. Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. That's it. Now, once you get that part done, All right, so we're going to go back to the card. Once you get that part done, you see on the other side, refer your family and friends to the interest cancellation expert. Send them to our team. All right. So what you'll do is you send them to YouTube, have them watch the videos, and then refer them to us if they want more information. Now, here is how you qualify. The person you send us has to have at least $100,000 in debt, at least $100,000 in debt, and have at least one mortgage. They have to have both, at least $100,000 in debt and at least one mortgage combined. Okay, they have to have that. And if they don't have a mortgage, they don't qualify for the referral bonus. All right. And if they don't have $100,000 in combined, at least $100,000 in combined debt, they do not qualify for the referral bonus. Doesn't mean we can't help them. They just don't qualify for the referral bonus. Okay. So now once you send them to the YouTube channel, you follow up with them and they want more information, then you fill this out. You put in their first name, their last name, their phone number, their email, and their zip code. Who referred you? Okay. Who referred them? You put your name and your phone number here and any other information about them, like when is the best time to call them, that sort of thing. You put that in the comment section and then you submit it. When we get that, we take it from there. That's it. When that person becomes a client, we will send you your $300 referral bonus. What do you think about that, everybody? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we're doing. All right. All right. Let's bring Miss Liza up. She wants to have a word or two with us. Bringing you up, Miss Liza.
And in the meantime, for persons in on Clubhouse, you could click on Don's link at the top, and to the left hand corner. As soon as you open up his 10K, you will actually see that affiliate link. So that's what he's been talking about. Just click on his 10K card, and it's right there in his bio. Also, if you're here and you're just joining the house, you can watch the club on YouTube, on LinkedIn,
Twitter,
and Facebook, Twitter, and
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right as we're live as we're doing this presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Donna. Liza, what's going on with you?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Don. Thanks for having me. I just had to come up on this stage and just let you know, wow, what about that affiliate program, everyone? I feel like this is just the way to go for this year. I'm just like super excited. I'm a realtor, and Don already knows, like, I put his book in front of every single client, and I'm looking forward to using this affiliate program and just getting people access to equity faster, cheaper, so we can invest, whatever that looks like for you. I feel like Don has made something that has been put out to us as like such a complicated thing, where now he has just made this like very simplified, and it's almost like unbelievable. It's like that's why I had to come up on here. I was like, wow, I'm just so super excited to working with you, Don, this year, and just helping as many people as possible, just getting access to that equity and just getting ourselves like free from so much debt, and paying so much from it. Not that debt is bad, but just like the cost of it, is just so expensive, where we can be using that to, really grow communities, family, legacy, all those things. So just thank you for having me. Thank you for everything. I'm just feel so blessed to have been like walked into your room one day and hear you, Don. Thank you for the book. And I'm just excited for this year. So happy new year to everyone. And just like that affiliate program, everybody needs to get up on that. That is like the bomb, what we can do to help people. So thank you, Don, for having me. And just hi everyone, happy new year. And just glad to be part of this club. Thank you.
Thank you, Liza. Listen, speaking of being part of the club, folks, if you're here and you're not a member of the Pill Method Club, go ahead and tap that green house at the top. Join our club. Follow me. Follow your other moderators here. And so that you will know whenever good information is being shared on Clubhouse. And if you're watching us live on the streaming service, on our social media platforms, then the people that you're hearing from Clubhouse. So if you don't have the Clubhouse app, download it. It's a lot of good information on there, especially from the Pill Method. So follow us on Clubhouse with the Pill Method as well. So folks, we have a few more people in here. So let's go ahead and keep sharing the information, keep sharing the room. And what we're getting ready to now jump into is how to become debt free in 2023. How to become debt and mortgage free in 2023. Let's learn how. Let's start with something. Let's start with the things we don't want to do, because here's some of the advice that you're going to be getting that's happening right now about paying off your credit cards paying off the holiday credit cards. What you're going to hear is something like this, and I got this from TV. Your credit cards are 2 times, 4 times, even 6 times the interest rate of your mortgage or more. So if you have those credit cards at 15, 20, 25, 27%, some of them are even approaching 30%. What everybody is telling you, what the experts are telling you, is you've got to get rid of those credit cards because it is hurting you financially. Because you may have, listen, if you were fortunate enough to get a 3% mortgage, what they're telling you is that the 3% mortgage is better than the 27% credit card. So focus on getting rid of that credit card debt, and then you could do something about your mortgage. Folks, I'm telling you, that is bad advice. And I'm going to put the numbers on the screen to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here's what not to do. Don't do that without doing the math. You have to have a structure and an understanding of interest cost, not just interest rate, but interest cost, when you're understanding how to attack your debt. Doing it the wrong way can cost you thousands. And here's the one thing you want to keep in mind. The way it's being taught right now, that anything you do to manage your debt, to improve your situation, anything you do is as good as any other thing you can do. It's almost as if whatever road you take will get you where you're going. It's just that all roads lead to the same place. That's not true. So whatever methodology you pick, here's what you want to understand. We're not just trying to pay off the debt. We're trying to save money. We're trying to save money. So let's put something on the screen here. All right. We're going to put, let me see. I've got a mortgage on here, and I'm also going to bring up a 27% credit card. So we're going to duplicate that tab. All right. And we're going to put a $10,000 credit card on here at 27%. All credit cards are amortized over 240 months. If you're new to the room and you want to see this example, go to get a separate device like your laptop or your tablet. Go to YouTube, search Pill Method, and you'll see our live, and then you can get on here and see this. Okay. So I have a $10,000 credit card at 27%. I need to hear from everybody on stage. or online, 27%, and you have a $10,000 balance on a 27% card, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel to have $10,000 balance on a 27% credit card? Come on now. You can share with me. You can tell me. How does it make you feel? Somebody put it in the chat. Talk to me. Because when
Crazy. It feels crazy, Ice. It feels crazy.
it feels crazy, doesn't it? Because we're taught to base this on our feelings. Isn't that right, Liza?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where they get us.
All right, now watch. I need you to see this now. I need you to see this. When we calculate that, when we see here how much interest the bank wants to charge us this month at 27% on a $10,000 card, I need you to see the interest only payment here is $225. $225. So here's what this means. Do you know how many people I talk to, folks, who tell me, Don, I never pay credit card interest. I never pay credit card interest. And they're so proud of that fact. But they're totally ignoring the mortgage interest. Here's what I need you to see. If you pay off this credit card today, you take $10,000 out of the bank, pay it off. The interest you save is the interest they would have charged you this month is $225. That's it. That's it. So you don't pay the $225. That's it. That's what you save. I need you now, because this is the advice that they're giving you. 27% is killing you. It's costing you $225. How's that killing you? How is that killing you? All right. I need you now to take a look at your mortgage. $200,000, just $200,000, not $2 million, just $200,000 at 6%. The payment is $1199.10. And if you take a look here and you put $10,000 on your mortgage, you put that $10,000 on your mortgage that month, you knock out 45 payments. 45 payments off your mortgage gone. How much interest are we talking about here, folks? $43,000. $43,000. Liza, did you think that the difference would be that much? I can pay off the credit card at 27% and save $225 and feel good about it. And I did not know if I put that $10,000 on just a $200,000 mortgage at 6%, it would save me over $40,000 in interest. Which one of these financial experts that we're hearing on the podcast, on TV, whatever, on the news, because they're going to bring them out on the news, folks. You're going to see them on the nightly news, on the network news, how to handle your debt in the next year. Get rid of those credit cards because they're killing you. And totally ignore the fact that that same amount of money would have saved you tens of thousands of dollars in interest on your mortgage. How many of you over time have ever heard that except for right here in the P.I.L. Method Club? I need to hear it from you. Have you heard it from anybody else? Have you heard it
Never.
Have you heard it from
Never.
Dave Ramsey?
Never, Ice. Never. I've been through the streets in New York my whole life, 40 years, New York. Business school, the school of the streets, everything. They never taught us this.
No, they don't. Here's what they're saying online here. Thank you for this. This is Sunny Side Up watching us on YouTube. Sunny Side Up says, wow, that's amazing. All right. So nobody is teaching this kind of stuff, folks. We're starting with what not to do. What not to do. All right. So we've handled that. Listen, I got a whole page worth of stuff here of what to do. So here's another thing that we've learned to do over time. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Listen, folks. Yeah, I had to say his name. Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman. Their information is good, but it's old. It's antiquated. It's costing people too much money in interest because they don't focus on the interest cost. And by not focusing on the interest cost means the more interest you pay, the longer you stay in debt. So everything you do, even Kurt Nugent jumping on here, my engineer says, never heard this anywhere else. Folks, we've been on the planet a long time. God has blessed me with this information to share with you. Now, I need you to understand what's really going on here. This is called disruptive information. When you're a true disruptor, what you're doing is you're swimming upstream. I mean, you're in the rapids now. I mean, you got water coming flowing downstream. You got millions of gallons of water flowing downstream, but when you're a disruptor, you're going against the stream. You're going against the stream because everybody else is talking about one thing and you're talking about another. That's what a disruptor does. And disruptors recognize other disruptors. There's a beautiful speech about disruptors. I'm going to tell you where to find it. Okay? There's a movie on Netflix right now. It's called The Glass Onion. Okay, The Glass Onion. Go in, fast forward to minute number 31. Minute 31, and hear the speech about disruptors. It is truly phenomenal. Listen to it. Remember, minute 31 on The Glass Onion. All right. It's on Netflix right now. All right. So being a disruptor, folks, we come in and talk about things that nobody else is talking about. And in fact, it's the exact opposite of what everybody else is talking about, but it's not just a little bit different. We just showed that it's huge. The difference is huge. Here's another thing, all right? How many of you have several credit cards and you've been dealing with it for a long time, all right? You've got several credit cards, you got credit cards, and you got other loans. Maybe you got student loans too, maybe a card loan too. And here's what you've heard. Don't pay just the minimum. Have you ever heard that? Don't pay just the minimum. Have you heard that? Come on. I need to know. Yes or no? Have you heard don't pay just the minimum?
I have.
You've heard that. You're right.
Yeah.
Anybody online, anybody else that wants to write it in the chat, have you heard it? Okay. Brett says, yeah, they've heard that. Now, how many people are following that advice by putting more than the minimum on either all or most or even just some of their debt? They're paying more than the minimum on some or most or all of your debt. Yeah. Okay. Miss Sutton says yes. She says she's heard it. Hey, so now here's what you're doing. You're leaving yourself with no cash. You're leaving yourself without money when you do that. That's why it feels like check to check. That's one of the reasons why it feels that way. What you're doing is you're spreading yourself too thin by putting extra money on several different debts. Stop it today. It's the wrong advice, folks. It's the wrong advice. So what you do is you can cut that amount in half, even by a quarter that you're spreading out there so thin. You can take a quarter of that money and put it on just one of the debts, or maybe even half, and put it on just one of the debts. Zero in on one. Now, if you had our program, we could tell you which one that's going to save you the most money. But even if you don't have our program, stop spreading yourself so thin and gang up on one of those debts. Kill it right away. You're going to kill it within a few months, maybe even a few weeks. Kill it. And now you have that money and some other money, and then you can go kill another one. Spend your time focusing on one at a time instead of trying to spread your money out over so many. That's what's killing you. That's why your debt isn't going anywhere, because you're not eliminating enough interest by spreading your money too thinly overall. Don't do it. Christina Ward says, "Oh, she didn't realize that." Well, come on, folks. Listen, when you stop to think about it, when you just stop to think about this advice we've been getting year after year after year after year, we've been getting this advice forever. Stop it. Think about it. And when you think about it critically, it will come to light and say, you know what? This truth will set you free. Truth is what sets you free. And the truth of the matter is, the advice we've been getting for the last 80 or 100 years is bad advice. Will it save you some money? Yes. Will it cost you way more than it should? You better believe it. So that's the other thing. Anybody have any questions about that? But does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense to you? Miss Christina Ward wants to come to the stage. So let's bring her up. All right. And let me see here. I got to get back to the stage here. Boom. All right. Miss Christina, how are you doing?
Good morning, Don. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much. What question or comment do you have for us today?
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. I have student loans that are absolutely astronomical, and they happen to all be on a variable interest rate. So, like every month, the interest rate is changing on them. And so I have been paying on all the loans, not the same amount on each loan, but I've been paying on all the loans. The ones with the higher interest rates, I pay more. And so it doesn't seem to be making a difference because every month they're literally changing. And so I'm just like, the only thing that I can think is I need to just throw chunks of money at them. But that leaves me with no money, of course, like you said. So I just wanted to know if you had any advice for that.
All right, good question, Christina. Here's the advice. All right, it's a math problem. All right, it's a math problem. So what you want to know is, what's the least amount of money I can put on any debt that will eliminate the most interest per dollar applied? Let me give you an example. What I mean by the most interest per dollar. Let's say you picked out we picked out the right debt, and we put the extra money on, and now when we do the math and figure out how much interest we just saved, we found out that we could save $5 in interest for every dollar applied. Ooh, isn't that a good return on your money?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But what if we put the wrong amount or pick the wrong debt? We're saving money, but then we find out, we're saving $3 for every dollar applied. That's what's happening to you.
Copy that.
You don't know how much you're saving per dollar. See, all of our dollars matter. Okay. And what we want to do is, in anything else, when you're buying anything else, you're saying, if I get something on sale, my dollar just bought more stuff because I got it on sale. Right?
Right.
But when it comes to my debt, I have no idea what my dollar is doing for me, do we?
Right. Exactly that. And it's more confusing because these interest rates are changing. So it's hard to track it. Mm-hmm. Like every month I would have to, I think, redo the formulas just to make sure that I'm paying the proper amount on them.
And that will wear you out, won't it?
Absolutely.
All right. So what if there was a computer program that did all this work for you?
Oh, tell me more.
And all you would have to do is, now you would have to update when the interest rates change, you will have to update it in the program. It doesn't do that for you. But once you update the interest rate in the program does the rest of the work for you. And just like financial GPS, it will tell you how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, which loan to attack. so that you will get the most out of your money. You will save the most interest you possibly can mathematically for every dollar you're putting towards the debt.
Okay. That sounds wonderful.
It's called an opportunity cost calculator, and that is
Okay.
from our company. If you want to know
Okay.
more about that, you can go to the link I have above, click on that link, and find the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Put your
Perfect.
information.
I actually plan to do that tomorrow, so I'm going to get it in before the new year.
Did you hear that, folks? Get it in before the new year. All right, take advantage of the price point for this year, folks. Christina, you are awesome. Is there any other question that you have that I can answer for you today?
No, that's it. I've been listening in for a while now, and I just really appreciate all of the knowledge that you are sharing. And it's absolutely very niche and very unique. And so I have even been talking to my parents about you. So hopefully they'll be reaching out soon.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So what part of the country you're from?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
a performance artist. I live in Atlanta. I have a lot of student debt, and I'm actually looking to go into investing this year, or this year coming up. So I just want to get myself in a good position to be able to do that. So I'm working a few different things, but I'm in every room that you're in. So I just want you to know I believe in what you're doing.
Well, thank you so very much for that. And listen, folks, what we're going to be doing in this next year is make it very, 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 very clear that what we're offering is the new financial literacy. The old financial literacy is hurting us. We need something new, something unique, something powerful, just like Christina was talking about, that's going to take us to the next level. We need to understand the very cause of long-term debt. The very cause of long-term debt is interest cost. Managing interest cost is the key. Keep the cost low, you get out of debt faster with the current amount of money that you have. Everything we're doing, every decision our program makes is to keep the interest cost as low as possible. And when we do that, we get out of debt faster. Thank you, Christina, for bringing that to the stage. All right.
you.
All right. So Kirk Nugent put something on the screen. In fact, he hit on one of the points here, one of the points that we're talking about. All right. Here it is. Here it is. What about refinancing my home so I can take the equity and pay off consumer debt? Do you know how many people are thinking about doing that right now? And if you have to get off before I can give you the whole answer, stop. Don't do it. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. We're going to tell you why, but I didn't know how long you were going to be here. Maybe you couldn't see the whole example. Maybe you have to leave, but you can always catch the replay to see the examples. I'm going to put the example on the screen of what happens when we refinance to pay off high interest loans, to consolidate debt using a mortgage to do it. Oh my goodness. Are you ready to see this one? If you're new to the room and you want to see this example, go to YouTube right now. And when you get to YouTube, search P.I.L.L method and then watch us live right there. Okay. And then don't forget to subscribe. Of course, you got to subscribe. You got to click the notification bell. All right. And if you, join the team, all right, get on this. So let me show you what we're talking about. So we have a mortgage here. I'm going to change this up a little bit. Okay. Let's say we have a mortgage of $350,000. Okay. Now it was down to 300,000, All right. Down to 300,000. What we did was we rolled in $50,000 worth of debt, high interest debt. Some of it as high as 27, maybe even 30%. Okay. So we rolled in $50,000 worth of debt because we'd taken that 27%. This is what we're taught to think. And we got it down to 6%. Ooh, we're feeling good. Do you know that if we did this right, when we're looking at making the minimum payments on that debt, do you realize one of the things that sells this is that by rolling it into the mortgage, you could have reduced the amount that you're paying out each month, the entire payment, by as much as $1,000. Anywhere from $500 to $1,000, you have now extra discretionary income because you rolled that money into the mortgage. Okay. Now, before we even get there, I even show you the math, I'm going to tell you what happens to most people who do that. They pay off their credit cards and maybe even a car loan. Okay. And it feels good for a while. But guess what they didn't learn? They didn't learn how to manage their credit card debt. They roll that money into the mortgage. And what happens with their credit cards after a few months, Liza? They start charging those cards right back up. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yes, absolutely, especially for the holiday season and everything.
Yep.
And the years go by fast, so it adds up.
There's something about a credit card with a zero balance that just keeps calling my name. And they charge them right back up. Okay, so here's that is the thing. That is the thing, folks. So watch this. Here's what happens when a bank is successful in getting us to roll $50,000 into our mortgage, even at 6%. I want to show you what happens. Here's our new payment. We have a payment of $2,098.43 on our mortgage. We've just lowered our monthly expenditures by maybe $1,000. All right. So we're feeling good. We have an extra $1,000 in our budget because we paid off some of those loans. But I need to show you, once we get that, we're paying back the $50,000 we added onto the mortgage. Remember, you were already down to $300,000. And you took $50,000 from over here and you put it over here. You're no more in debt. You have the same amount of debt, but you reconfigured it in a way that you believe that is saving you money. Okay? Now, here's the other thing I need you to think about. Ask yourself this. When the bank offers you a way to save money, who has to be losing money if you're saving it? Come on, somebody, talk to me. If you're saving money, someone has to be losing money. Who does it have to be if the bank is offering you a way to save money? Yeah, it would have to be the bank. And the bank is never in that place. Let me show you what just happened. And before I can tell you that, Miss Coffee Brown is here. Miss Coffee, what's going on?
Good morning, Don. Happy New Year. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. Thank you very much. We're so excited today.
You're preaching, I see, and laying down the foundation so that we can get this thing together, I see.
Yes, because we're getting bad advice. We get bad advice every year this time. And right now we're talking about consolidating debt and using our mortgage equity to pay off high interest debt.
I thought you didn't want us to do that.
I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't make me nervous in the class. I'm like, the professor said we're not supposed to do that.
That's right. So, folks, I have some new people that just came into the room. If you want to see this example, go online and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Find the P.I.L.L method and see this example. Miss Coffee, I'm ready to lay it down.
Go ahead, Don. We with you.
Okay, here's what we got. I got a $350,000 mortgage. I had it down to $300,000. What I've done now, I've rolled that money, $50,000, into my mortgage, and I now have a brand new 30-year mortgage again. All right, but I have a payment that's better, and I have more cash available because I paid that off. I need you to see something right now. I need you to see something, and here's how you need to look at it. Somebody just did the numbers. Sunny side up just did the numbers. It says paid $14,000 interest on only $7,263 worth of principal. Wow, 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 wow. Watch this, folks. Watch this. We're paying off this debt. All right. And I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest here. All right, Sunny Side Up, since you did the math, I'm going to show you something so that you can be make an even more powerful statement. What I'm using is a website called Brett Whistle. All right. And he has an amortization calculator that gives us cumulative principal and cumulative interest. BRETWHISSEL. Put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. BRET, first name, last name, Whistle, WHI, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, EL. Watch this, folks. Watch this. So in the first year, remember that $50,000 we rolled into the loan? You know we have to pay that off, right? To get back to the $300,000 we had before we refinanced. Let's just pay off the first $50,000. In the first year, we actually pay off $4,289.07 of the 50 grand we rolled in to the mortgage. And guess how much interest we just paid on $4,000 worth of debt? $20,883 in interest on that debt. Folks, when it was outside the mortgage, there was no way you would have paid $20,000, almost $21,000 worth of interest on that debt when it was when it's in the credit cards, even at 7%, 27% interest. No way. But when you roll it into your mortgage, this is what it does. I need to hear from you. I need to hear from people in the chat. I need to hear from people in the comments. Did you know there was did you know this thing was going on? Did the people who were selling you this idea, did they share this with you? Huh? Did anybody? Come on. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that. So listen, in the second year, we paid off $8,000. Cost $41,000. Listen, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off, and we're going to pay back the first $50,000 in this mortgage. I'm going to rip it off. We're going to scroll all the way down to $50,000, and it's going to take 109 payments in your mortgage to pay off $50,000 in debt that you rolled in. Remember, it was a high interest debt, 27, 30%. We got to get rid of that. That's what we're being taught. Get rid of that high interest debt, roll it into the low interest mortgage, and to pay off $50,000 to do it the bank's way in the mortgage will cost $178,396.97. $178,396.97. Wow.
Wait a minute. Can you go back and say that again one more time?
What?
Oh my.
One more time. It's going to take 109 payments, 109 months. Okay? So let's just do it. 60 months is 5 years. 5 years. 6 years. 7 years. 8 years. 9 years. All right, 9 years and 1 month, 9 years and 1 month to pay off that $50,000 you rolled into this loan. Because of the way that we pay mortgages, we just forget about it after a while because we felt good at the time. It felt good to get rid of all of those payments. It felt good. It felt good to have that extra $1,000 in my hand. But we had no idea. No one ever explained to us the cost of doing that. To pay off the $50,000 will cost $178,396.97 in interest doing it the bank's way. This is why they want you to roll that money in. Now, let's look at it another way. I just had another comment. Olga just put something in. Let me get to her comment in just a minute. Let's look at it another way. If you borrow $10 and pay that $10 back and pay $10 in interest, what is the interest rate? Anybody? If I borrow $10 and I pay the $10 back with $10 interest, what's the interest rate? Anybody know? Okay, I'm looking for comments. I'm looking for somebody to say something. All right, Sherelle says 100%. You got it.
100%, Don. You said $10 and $10 interest. That's 100%.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So here's what the bank did. Tiana says 100%. Yes, you got it. You got it. Here's what the bank just did. We rolled in $50,000 worth of debt, thinking it was at 6%. And by the time we get it paid off doing their way, it'll take 109 payments to pay off that $50,000. And now it's $178,000 in interest. The highest credit card interest we had was 27%. We took it out of the credit card and put it into the mortgage. So if I pay back $50,000 and pay off $50,000 in interest, that would be 100%, wouldn't it? Well, what if I paid 100? What if I paid $100,000 in interest on $50,000? Isn't that 200%? What if I add another $50,000 on it to make it $150,000 interest to pay off the $50,000? Isn't that 300%? But now I have $178,000. I add $27,000 on top of my $150,000, which I'm already at 300%, 300 and about a 325% interest. The bank has just taken a person who has great credit, perfect credit, told them roll in that debt into the mortgage. Your highest card is 27%. And now we're going to transform it into 325%. Thank you very much, consumer. My goodness. Is that what just happened? That's what happened to us. We got hit with a hammer. Just like that. Did anybody ever point this out to you? What other program on the internet, on the news, what has anybody ever pointed this out to you? Oh my. What don't we do? What shouldn't we do? Oh, listen, what else we got? How about debt relief companies? Anybody ever heard of a debt relief company that says, listen, give us your tell us all about your credit cards. Tell us all about, because those offers are coming out of the woodwork right now. All right. Oh, I forgot. I had some comments in the back channel. Olga says, I paid off already $10K of my mortgage since I started using the formula in the past year. Come on. Go. All right. Very good, Olga. Very good on you. Good on you. All right. So Brett saying he said that's probably just on the front end when they take that mortgage and they put it into the open market. They'll probably make another 400 or 500%. You mean, Brett? Are you saying that they're going to sell that mortgage and make even more money? You better believe it. You better believe it. Kurt Nugent is saying the math is mathing right now. That's the worst decision you could make. Folks, listen. If you had put all of that debt into the P.I.L.L method, do you know that even if you left it itemized, put it in the P.I.L.L method, when we see a bunch of consumer debt like that, we smile over here. It makes us smile. If you can pay on all of that debt every single month and still have money left over, wow, we're going to show you how you can pay off, all of that debt in an average of 7 to 9 years instead of rolling it into your mortgage. How would you like to know more about that? Instead of rolling it into your mortgage, how would you like to be able to pay all of that off without doing that? Listen. Go to ice10k.com and get a savings and earnings report before the end of the year. Get your information in before the end of the year, before the prices go up. January 3rd, the prices go up. The prices go up. When you're getting more popular, and with everything happening, listen, Our prices are, we were underpriced for years. Our program was underpriced for years. Now people are beginning to discover it. They're sharing it with their friends. And now we can now right size our pricing. We're saving people $200,000, $300,000 in debt. And real estate investors are saving nearly $1 million in interest that they never have to pay. We have been undercharging for that. We're saving them $1 million. And we're charging practically pennies. We're right sizing our charges now, because now people are believing, they're seeing and they're believing that this is information is more than they ever thought possible. People are paying off their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, and they're saving $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in interest they don't have to pay the bank. So we're right sizing. We're still charging less than most banks charge to refinance you. Even when we're right sizing our pricing in 2023, and we're still charging less than most banks charge to refinance you to keep you in debt longer. Lord have mercy. What is going on here? Okay, what's going on here? All right, Coffee, I see you in there. Coffee, do you have time to introduce yourself this morning?
Don, I'm on the road, and it's going to get a little crazy in a few seconds.
Okay.
They can just check out everything in my bio, and if you're interested and open and want to connect, definitely do so. Thank you, Don.
Listen, you're entirely welcome, and thank you for being here. Folks, I just get so excited about this information. Listen, I got a whole page of notes here. What else can we talk about? Oh, I was getting ready to talk about debt relief. I want to make sure I handle everything in the back channel. I think I've got that done. So, debt relief companies, here's what they're telling you. If you have all this credit card debt, they said there's a law that they can incorporate so that you can pay off all your credit card debt for pennies on the dollar. You don't have to pay all of that. Not only are they going to save you interest, they're going to say you don't even have to pay back all the principal you borrowed. That's what they're telling you. And guess what? They are right. Let me tell you how they go about it, though. They're telling you, instead of paying your credit card your credit cards, send us your minimum credit card payments. Send us those payments. Okay? And then we will take care of it from there. Guess what's happening? For 3 months, no one is making credit card for payments to your credit card companies. You're going 30 days late, then 60 days late, then 90 days late. After 90 days late, and they kill your credit score. They kill your credit. They murder your credit. And then they'll go in with the money you gave them and negotiate with the credit card companies to pay less than you actually owe. And it's called settled in full, not paid in full. It's called settled in full. And then they get rid of the credit card debt, but those late payments stay on there for like 6 or 7 years. Do not do it. Stay away from them. They're killing your credit. And just when you're getting to the place where you're getting ready to buy a house, then this stuff just came up, boom, hit you right in the forehead and says, we can't trust you with our mortgage money because you didn't pay your credit cards. And we see you have all these late payments, and then we see you're settled in full. Yeah, you're going to get out there and not pay us either. Sorry, no mortgage for you. That's what's going to happen. Folks, don't go down that road. Leave those debt relief companies alone. Get the P.I.L.L method. We'll show you how to pay. What we do is that we show you how to pay your debt off by making your payments on time, and then we'll show you how to pay it off early by saving interest. And guess what happens to your credit score? It actually go up, because not only are you not late, then you're not just paying on time. It goes down on your credit report as paying better than agreed. Oh, not paying as agreed, paying better than agreed. Oh my goodness. If you want to know more about this, you know what to do, folks. You know to click on that button up above and get that information. Start sharing the room. And if you want to see these examples, do that. All right. Here's another one. Cash is not king. Cash is not king. So we got people out there that are paying cash for stuff. And you know what? I've had two people. I'm not going to mention the name. All right. But I've had two people come to me who are in a certain city in the United States, and there is a person in that city that says only pay cash for stuff, never use credit, never use credit. And this person, I've heard it from two people who worked at dealerships in this city that said that this person who's on TV and radio that says don't use credit only finances their cars. They finance their cars. They don't pay cash for their cars. They finance them. I've heard it from two people who actually worked in the dealerships where this person buys their cars. The information that they're telling you and that they're making millions of dollars on telling you this, they're understanding it more like the P.I.L.L method, that borrowing money is cheaper than paying cash. Borrowing money is cheaper than paying cash. What do you mean by that, Don? Because when you take a look at the money you pay and the money you can make, you have to take a look at all of your money. When you invest your money correctly, you can make money. When you borrow money correctly, you can borrow it at a discount. So if I can borrow money at a discount, we show you how to get the effective interest rate by borrowing money at a discount. So no matter what the interest rate is, I can make an 18% mortgage, perform like it was 4%. That would be the effective interest rate. Okay? So if I can make an interest rate get down to like 1% or less than 1%, and we do that for a lot of our clients. If I can borrow money at an effective interest rate of around 1%, why am I trying to take cash to pay for something? If I can borrow it at an effective interest rate of 1%, why don't I take my cash and invest it in something like real estate or even a cash value life insurance policy and make somewhere between 6 and 7%? And for some of our clients, it's as high as 14% on their money. Why not take my money and earn up from 7 to 14% instead of trying to take cash and buy something where I can borrow the money at an effective rate of around 1%. So folks, cash is not king here. Okay? Cash should be invested. You don't need cash to buy stuff. I can borrow money cheaper than I can pay cash for it because I'm looking at how much money I can make with my cash. Does that make sense, everybody? Oh my gosh. Oh man, let's not even talk about the debt snowball or the avalanche methods. Don't use it. Do not use the debt snowball or the cash or avalanche methods. They will cost you more interest. So let's say we've got the debt snowball, and we've got several debts, and then the debt snowball says start out with the smallest one, and then go ahead and pay that off. Then take that minimum payment that you used to pay over here, take that money and your little extra money that you were putting on it to pay it off. Let's put that on the next smallest debt, and then snowball that into the next one. It's effective. All right. But it's not efficient. It's effective, but it's not efficient to use the debt snowball. All right. So here's what I mean. While you're paying off loans, while you're paying off this, let's say you're paying off a car loan, right? So we're going to take this, we're going to duplicate this. I'm putting it on the screen now. we got a car loan of 35,000. Boom. Okay, got a car loan of 35,000. We got it at 3%. Okay, and we got it for 72 months. Boom. All right, and there's our car loan. All right, $531.78. Look how much is going to interest. My interest is $87.50. If I focus on that car loan because it's smaller than the mortgage and you do it wrong, you're killing $87 payments. You're killing $80 interest payments by focusing on the car because you're saying, I paid off my credit cards, I paid this off, I paid off this loan, and now I'm going to focus on the car. And when I pay that off, now I can focus on the mortgage. While you're paying off these other loans, which have less interest involved than even this car loan at $87 a month. Here's what we're doing with this mortgage. We're ignoring the mortgage, and the interest payments start out at $1,750. Folks, does the debt snowball make sense when you're focusing on whether you're focusing on the car note that cost you $87 and you're trying to pay off that car 2 years early, when you're ignoring the mortgage that's costing you $1,700 a month? And in the first year, the second year, the third year, in the third year, it drops down to $1,600 a month. And it keeps going, $1,600, $1,500 a month you're paying on the mortgage while you are paying off these smaller debts using the debt snowball, leaving the mortgage till last. Folks, does the debt snowball make sense to you? Sunny Side Up. Sunny Side Up has something here that's watching us on YouTube. We got 18 people here. Folks, everybody that's watching us on the social media, please say something and tell us where you're from. He says, my numbers won't work for some reason on the website. 200K, 12-month payments, 360 payments. Oh, yeah. So what you're doing here, Sunnyside, let me put it in. Let me put one in for you, okay? So using these numbers, I'm going to put in 1,250K. This is how you got to do it. 250K. Okay, on this schedule, 250K. All right, and your 3.375, 3.375 is your annual interest rate. And when you're putting in your payment amount, you want to put in just the principal and interest, not the entire payment. If you're escrowing, then you want to put in your principal and interest payment. If 180560 is your interest payment, so let me show you what your interest payment would have to be. Your principal and interest would have to be on this loan at 360 payments. Your principal and interest payment is actually $1,105.24. That's why it's not coming out right. Okay? He says, thank you. Problem solved. Ha! That's what we do here, folks. We solve problems. Don't you just love it? All right. Adrian's from Chicago. LAM says, Indiana. Thank you for being here. Jeremiah Sam says, Powder Springs, Georgia. Thank you very much for tuning in from all over the country to find out how do we set ourselves up to win in 2023. Stop taking that old advice that we've been given year after year after year. All right. So we got people right now that are saying, oh, but if you got a mortgage at 6 or 7%, buy down the rate. Take your hard earned money and buy down the rate. Buy points. Okay. So if your mortgage is here at 7%, boom, 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 we're going to change this. Change it to 7, take out this old payment, reconfigure it at 350, okay, 350,000. Our payment is 2328.56. That's our payment. And they're saying, the experts are saying, you can buy down the rate. You can buy down the rate. So let's take this mortgage. We're going to duplicate this tab, bring up the same mortgage, and we're going to buy down the rate to 5. Boom, we're going to buy it down to 5. It's going to cost us $11,000. $11,000 to buy 2 points. Okay? So now we have a 5% mortgage. I need you to take a look at the difference in mortgage. We have 1878.88 is our new principal and interest payment at 5%, as opposed to 23.28. Okay, if you can afford this payment, now look at this, 1878. So if you can afford the higher payment, then here's what I would suggest you do: get the higher interest rate, and that $11,000 you use to buy the loan down to 5. Do this: take $11,000, apply it to this mortgage, and knock off 3 years, and save yourself $70,000. Knock off 3 years off the higher interest loan, which are $11,000. Was 35 months. Okay, it's almost 36 months. Take that money and then apply it to principal and save yourself $70,000 in interest in the very first month. Make your mortgage payment and then give them $11,000, your very first payment. Boom, you just knocked off 3 years off this mortgage. Ho! With your $11,000. Get the P.I.L.L method and pay the rest off pay the whole thing off in about 7. So buying down the rate, folks, this is the advice we're getting. Don't do it. Take that money. Now, some of us have to. Some of us, because the payments are too much, if you have to buy down the rate to bring that payment in line, then that's okay. But here's the thing: don't pay any more than you have to get it where it's comfortable. Don't get locked in. So if I pay this much, I can bring it down. If I can bring it down to where I need it. But if I can pay this much, I can bring it down even further. Don't do it. Don't do it. Sunny Side Up says, watching us from the Florida Keys. Oh, and listen, I want to visit the Florida Keys. Okay, there we go. That's what I want to be able to do. All right, folks. Listen, we have about 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. What have we got going here? Some of my other. Hey, Kurt. I forgot. I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but are we going to be on Sunday? I mean, to start the new year out right? Are you going to be available Sunday? Because I didn't get a chance to talk to you. Or are we going to do a replay? Are we going to do an oldie but a goodie? So let me know if we can do an oldie but a goodie, or are you going to be available to do? Because I got something coming up. That a new show that no one has ever done before. I'm gonna share it with you right now. Okay, Kirk just sent me a message. Hold on. Let me see what he says. All right, boom. Oh yeah, he can be here, folks. We're gonna be here Sunday. We're gonna be here Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So we're going to be on. Okay. Here is what the show is going to be about. Are you ready? If you're a real estate investor, or in Canada or in Bermuda, you are running into prepayment penalties. We're going to show you how to win the game, even if you have a prepayment penalty. We're going to show you that. If you're a real estate investor, we're going to show you how to make money with prepayment penalties. All right. If you're in Canada, they even have prepayment penalties on mortgages. If you're in Bermuda, they have prepayment penalties even on residential mortgages. We're going to show you how to win. If you're in the U.S., if you're in the States, they have prepayment penalties on commercial properties. We're going to show you how to win with prepayment penalties. Oh, I can't wait to do this show. We've been looking for this for a long time. Listen, folks, we're coming up. We want to come up with new shows all the time. And what we want to do is explode the myths. We want to blow up the myths that are out there when it comes to these things. All right. We've already exploded some myths today. And the next one we want to take care of is prepayment penalties. What show would you like to see? If there is anything that's common out there now that people are doing that the experts are teaching you, tell me what it is. I will then we'll put it under the P.I.L.L method microscope. We'll find out where the bank makes money on it, and we'll give you the proper way of viewing that particular financial idea. So listen. Oh my goodness. Oh, Westerbrook says, oh, look at here. Look at here. All right, everybody. So thank you for being here this morning. I'm so excited about giving out this information. Prepayment is good. Prepayment is good. That's what LAM says watching us on YouTube. Listen, you want to prepay the right amount at the right time, all right, on the right loan. And our opportunity cost calculator does that. But what we're also giving you is this last piece. Here's the last thing in our last few minutes today. It's called best practices, financial best practices that they're giving you from YouTube, TikTok videos. There's a ton of people on YouTube that are giving out the same advice. One of the things that we've talked about in the past is a thing called sinking funds. Sinking funds are not thinking funds. Sinking funds are putting monies aside for an eventuality that may or may not happen. Just putting money in the bank. So what if one of my appliances break? I want to have a sinking fund for that. I want to put money away every month so I can use cash to fix my appliance. If the hot water heater goes out, I want to have a sinking fund for household stuff. Put money aside, cash money in the bank, putting money in the bank that's making 1/10 of 1%. If you go to YouTube right now and search sinking funds, you'll see so many videos. And one of them, one lady has like 18 sinking funds, and one of them has over $18,000 in it. Cash sitting in the bank. Sinking funds are not thinking funds. They're not working for you. They're not doing anything for you. There's a better way to do this. If we could take that money, if I had a $10,000 emergency. Let me put my $10,000 emergency on my $10,000 credit card. Let me put it on a credit card, okay? Because the most it can cost me, all right, even if I want to pay the credit card early, the most it can cost me is $225, even if I kept it on there for 2 months, okay? That's interest around $400 in interest. Why do I want to use a credit card for my sinking fund? Okay? Because I understand that 27% really means 27% a year. Do you really want to know what 27% really means? 27%, I'm putting a calculator on the screen right now so that you can see it. 27% a year divided by 12. Okay, well, let's put my screen on. There we go. 27% divided by 12 equals 2.5%. 2.25, 2.25%. That's 2.25% a month. That's why it is that cheap. Okay, so why do I want to put my $10,000 emergency on my credit card, even if it's 27%? Because if I have a mortgage, I want to take my cash. I want to take my cash and put it on this $350,000 mortgage. If I put my $10,000 there, I wipe out $64,000 worth of interest and knock off 32 months. So folks, putting money aside for putting cash in the bank for something that may or may not happen, your sinking funds are not thinking funds. Stop it. Learn how to leverage somebody else's money. Start thinking like a bank. And here's what I mean by thinking like a bank. Banks are the biggest borrowers in town. They borrow our money. They leverage our money. They make money with that money and then pay us pennies on the dollar for the use of that money. We can do the same. We can borrow their money, make money using their money, and then pay them pennies on the dollar for the use of their money. What's good for the goose, folks, is definitely good for the gander. Going into this next year, let's learn how to be debt and mortgage free in 2023. Andrea Phillips says, good morning. Hello, Andrea. Good morning to you from Facebook. Oh, my goodness. Andrea, good morning to you. Listen, folks, Andrea, you want to hear this whole show. If you didn't hear the whole show, you definitely want to hear it. All right? How to be debt and mortgage free. We're learning on what not to do, taking this old advice. And here's the thing, folks. Amortizing loans became popularized in 1934. Next year will be the 89th anniversary of amortizing 30-year loans. And then it just got popular after that, and amortizing loans all over the place. There has been no good information on how to help consumers in all of that time except for the P.I.L.L method. You will not find this information anywhere else on YouTube. Why is that? Because I didn't glean it from YouTube. You won't find it from any other book on Amazon. Why? Because I didn't read it in any other book on Amazon. I wrote the book. There's only one book out of 33 million titles that even talks about this. So what's happening? Why is that? Because I was blessed with autism. My brain is wired so that when I see an amortization schedule, I see pictures and patterns that most people don't see. All we did was write it down. I can't even take credit for it. I was born this way. I'm just sharing the information with you. Okay? So that's what we're talking about, folks. So as we go into this next year, play back this. Listen, I wish I had more time to go over all of this stuff, but replay it. But if you want to know more, if you want to get the real skin, if you want to get the real new financial education, then fill out a savings and earnings report. Go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com. Fill out a savings and earnings report today. Get this year's pricing. If you get your information in and if it's accurate, you want it completely accurate, because if we have to send it back to you and it comes in after the new year, you're going to get the new year pricing. To get this year's pricing, go ahead and get that information out to us today. Oh my goodness. All right. LAM, listen, I got to cover this. I got to cover this because she's asking a great question. This was one of the things we wanted to cover. She's asking about, should you get a 15 versus a 30-year mortgage? Okay. Never, ever, 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 never, ever get anything less than a 30-year mortgage. And if they have a 40, take it. Let me show you right quick the difference between a 30-year mortgage and a 15-year mortgage. Okay? So we've got a 30-year mortgage here. Here's the payment. I need to show you something. All right? 30-year mortgage. Here is how it breaks down. Do you see my principal payments here? $286 for the very first payment. If you're new to if you want to see this, go to YouTube right quick. Go to YouTube on a different device, find P.I.L.L method, and watch this. Okay? So here's a 30-year mortgage. First payment, $286.89 goes to principal, $2,000 goes to interest. Next month, look at this. $288.57 goes to principal and $2,039. So if you make your regular payment, then here's what prepayment can do for you. I can take a look at next month's payment, which is $288.57, but I don't have to wait till next month to give them that money. What if I gave the bank, I made my regular payment and gave the bank an additional $288.57? I'm paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule in 1 month. I wipe out line 2 with only $288.57, and I save myself $2,039.99 in interest I never have to pay. But if I take the same mortgage, okay, and have 100, put it at 180 payments, that's 15 years. Okay, what's my interest rate? My interest rate is 7%. So I'm going to keep the same interest rate, 7%. Boom. Okay, 180 payments. Now, look at my payments now on a 15-year mortgage. Here's how they sell it. Total interest paid on this mortgage for 15 years is $216,000. Total interest paid on the other one is $488,000. But I'm never going to pay $488,000 because I'm not going to keep it for 30 years. I'm only going to keep it for about 7. So I'm going to pay a lot less. So let me show you what happens when we want to prepay on this 15-year mortgage. I need you to take a look at the principal payments now. Look at the principal payments now. $1,000. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at my principal payments over here on the 30-year mortgage. $288. So if I want to knock out one payment, all I have to do is come up with $288 extra. If I want to knock out one payment here, I have to come up with $1,100 to knock it out. Look at my interest payment here on the first line, $2,000. Look at my interest payment here. It's the same thing. My interest payment is the same, but my principal payment is humongous if I want to eliminate mortgage payments. Let me show you something here. Let me show you something before we go. All right. We have 355. We got 355, $3,555. If I prepay that, I eliminate 12 months. I don't have to pay. I just eliminate 12 months for my mortgage. That's on a 30-year loan. The same amount of money, $3,555, about only knocks out 3 payments on the 15-year loan. So, folks, do you hear me? Stop doing what the experts are talking about. Get with the P.I.L.L method and get the truth. This is the new financial education. Folks, this is our last show for the year. I want to thank you for supporting us all year long. We're going to be saying goodbye. I need you to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas one more time before we say goodbye. Don't forget, we're going to be right back here on Sunday in the brand new year, and we're going to kick it off with a bang, talking about you can make money with prepayment penalties. Don't forget, this is the last time you're going to get this pricing. Go to P.I.L.L Method right now, pillmethod.com or ice10k.com, and get your savings and earnings report. Get it in before the end of the year and get this year's pricing on our program. Okay. Also, become an affiliate. Go to ice10k.com. Become an affiliate. Help us to get this message out. You heard it today that this message is worth getting out, and I need your help. Happy New Year, everybody. All right. And we'll see you next year. All right. Let's hear from Dr. Eric Thomas. Goodbye, everybody. See you on Sunday.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.